Listen up, IT providers. Are you ready to tackle the business side of managed services? Welcome to Lean MSP. Hosted by IT industry veteran, founder of MSP Growth Hacks, and author of the MSP Growth Funnel, Kevin Clune. It's time to reduce your costs, grow your profit margins, and scale your business. Starting now.
What's up, everybody? This is Kevin Clune. Welcome to the Lean MSP, where we look to take on the challenges of operating an MSP in today's economic landscape. That means staying lean, working smarter, and achieving more with fewer resources. Throughout this series, I want to occasionally hit on ways that MSPs can cut expenses. So we went through this process ourselves in order to really squeeze as much out of the business as possible. This was really important for us as we prepped the business to be acquired. Not only did we look better on paper, but after months of expense cutting, our cash flow really started to see some helpful increases, and it helped us make other decisions that benefited the business. The area that I want to focus on today is licensing and subscriptions. So I don't have to tell you that MSPs hold a ton of licenses. It's basically what this business model is all about. So as our company grew, we eventually realized that we really needed to get a grip on tracking these, not only the licenses that were allocated to customers, but some of the things that we just had floating around that we used internally. So we had charges hitting our Amex from these obscure offshore software companies that really no one had any clue what they were for. Here's typically how this happens. So someone on our help desk is working a ticket, and when Googling the solution, as all seasoned help deskers do, they find some, $29 a year tool on the third page of a comment thread. And so they come to us and they say, hey, you mind if I buy this? It's going to save me a ton of time on this ticket. And what do we say? We're like, yeah, go for it. We're just going to cancel it anyway after you use it. So fast forward 2 years, and now you're seeing a charge on your credit card from some company called xyzinc.net, and you have no idea what it's for. Really, the reason that you're afraid to cancel it is because you think you might break something for one of your customers. These charges are essentially just holding us hostage. So this was our problem, and our solution was really just to pull the Band-Aid off. I scoured our monthly statements and just canceled everything that I could that wasn't traced directly back to some kind of service item in our contracts. In fact, if a month went by and I didn't cancel something, I would almost be disappointed. So you're probably wondering, did canceling these random charges break things and wreak havoc on our help desk? Absolutely. Occasionally it definitely did. But most of the time, nothing happened. And when it did, it was really easy to find out which customer this charge was for and where to allocate it if it was appropriate, because they would be the one calling you to say, hey, this isn't working. In a perfect world, we buy all of our software and subscriptions for our customers through one central portal that makes it really easy to track. I know companies like Ingram Micro, for example, they're really trying to achieve this and are at least trying to solve this problem for MSPs. Unfortunately, unless you started your business yesterday, this probably is not what your situation looks like. So my advice when going through this process is to really just attack it. If you tiptoe your way around, you really aren't going to see the results you need in order to make it worthwhile month after month to do this. Seeing those costs go down each month is what gets the ball rolling and really what creates that shift in attitude that you need to better manage the expenses. We tried to always look at our statements and accounting software and figure out if each charge should be a cost of goods sold or an internal expense, and really to which customer or business process should it be allocated to. So if you can't figure this out, it's entirely possible that the item can just be canceled and it won't make a difference. You're almost guaranteed when you go through this process to find charges that you should be invoicing your customer for, either as part of their managed services bundle or separately as a legitimate charge. So whether you decide to recoup the expense or not, at a minimum, you should recognize it somewhere on your invoice or in the contract and make it known to both you and the customer that it exists. That's all for episode 2. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you have a great week.
Thanks for listening to the Lean MSP. For weekly content on how you can build a smarter IT business, visit mspgrowthhacks.com/subscribe. The MSP Growth Funnel by Kevin Clune is available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback formats. Don't forget to tune in next time on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all the major podcast platforms.